Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here in Division A West with the members of ReGen Retro on the left-hand side, and we have Running Wild on the right. We find ourselves here on Dragonshire, and if you're sitting at home wondering how we got to Dragonshire, but definitely know how to actually network a computer properly, I have no idea. Let's get you all updated on the information here. ReGen Retro lost the coin flip. They were given first pick priority from the coin flip draft because Running Wild wanted map picks. So either way, Cursed Hollow, Braxis Holdout will be banned out by the members of ReGen Retro. Tomb of Spider Queen and Infernal Shrines will be banned out by the members of Running Wild. Running Wild choosing Dragonshire as map number 1. And also, for anyone wondering, yes, Hanamura is one of the new maps. Sky Temple has been removed. I actually was very lucky and figured out how to swap that out today, so I was very proud of myself because I'm not a coder and I just figured out how to save over images. Regardless, let's get into Dragonshire here as we do have the Ana ban on the left-hand side. We could see more healer choke as well. We are on live patch. This is Gladiator's Medallion. This is going to be Diva rework, the Gazlo rework, which I believe both of them are still going to be banned out for another week. I know this week for sure. Maybe next week they're live. I think next week they are live in the Nexus Gaming series, so that'll be super exciting to see once we get to that point. But regardless, the Lost Vikings will be banned out as I'm guessing there's a Vikings player on the side of ReGen Retro they don't want to deal with, or maybe they're just taking off the table in case they're worried about it a little bit. Fox made sure I saw that tweet. Of course she did. Ash Mantle, by the way, thank you for the spooky worm. Cassia to be banned out. Cassie is still sitting high when it comes to her actual skill level, her not priority, but in the sense of just her overall prowess within the game as a mixed range. It's hard to say she's a ranged assassin because she has such a short range, but she does have that kind of dive potential with Fen. So still overall a great hero. And then if you are going to be dive heavy, she has that ball lightning, and that really sustains the fight if you're just chasing in. So we'll see what the drafts are going to be looking like because they are going to get rid of that Cassie, which gives them dive. And on the right hand side, they get rid of the Samuro. That's going to be another global potential, or I guess you could say global, but overall it's just another one of those harassment type heroes that are very hard to deal with. This is someone on ReGen Retro over here has got a interesting hero pool, but Greybane will be the first pick for ReGen Retro. A strong lock-in for them. I mean, it's really hard to kind of say what's the easy go-to for a first pick. Greybane is well-rounded in the sense that he team fights, has good engage, disengage, can camp clear, can wave clear, can 1v1 fairly well. So there's a lot of good opportunities for that Greybane. But there's also things like Decker Kane, who's up and available. Joanna's a very strong pick. You have Garrosh as well. We're going to see the Joanna and the Lucio. Something that I often do like to see is the Lucio paired with Garrosh, because then you have the walk the Garrosh, if you will, or the speed boost for them, so that way they can walk in faster. They pop their Indomitable, they run in there, they get the toss onto someone because Lucio has the speed boost to increase their base movement speed. Overall, it's just a tactic that I do like to see here and there. It's not going to be the case on the left-hand side, though. Greymane was picked up. They still can go, like, ETC would be great. He still has a 6% cooldown reduction on his face melt if he goes Encore at level 13. It's actually going to be a Diablo. So the Greymane still pairs into this very, very well with the dive potential. Now here, if I'm not looking to pick it up on the side of Running Wild, I'd actually be considering banning out the Li Ming. Li Ming Greymane is such a good duo. Much like how we considered Jaina and Raynor together, that's been a considerable, strong duo because you often go Ace in the Hole at level 1, and then you have these slows from Jaina, so they just pair well together. Ace in the Hole has kind of fallen off a little bit, whereas Exterminator's been a little bit more the priority for the Raynor, but still, they're going to get rid of this Orphea, which might be just a priority, or just the fact that they might know that someone's stronger on the Orphea than maybe a Li Ming, but maybe they're trying to go for the Li Ming themselves. They do have the first pick after this ban phase, so they absolutely can go into that. Hey, Bandit. Okay. The Lost Vikings ban, what the actual, who uses Orc Joanna, Elf Joanna for the win? Oh, I always go for whatever the one, it's like, I think it's a Diablo skin, and she has like the red, it's like the red and white profile overall, like that one's the one I go to. So either way, they get rid of the Raynor, speaking of, because that's good sustained damage. It pairs well with the Joanna actually here because you have Hyperion value, and it's just a good sustained damage. You also have the penetrating round to knock back Greymane or Diablo, so that's going to be a strong grab from them as they're looking at the Chromie, who has had their up team 3 work once again, but Deep Breathing at level 1 was nerfed, as well as the Mobius Loop at level, I guess, 5 for her, or 7 for a standard. The one thing to consider is, do they go into the direction that we've been seeing a lot of the upper tier players in the in-houses going for? Are they going to be going for that Time Walker's Pursuit at level 1 to be able to get the increased spell power as well as vision, if I'm not mistaken? Last 2 picks, though, I'm still going to harp on this Li Ming. I think it'd be great for them. And then they could grab Dahaka for the solo lane into Leoric. That'd be strong. But they're actually going to go Li Ming and a Rexxar. The Rexxar harassment into Leoric can be very strong so long as they micro the Misha very, very well. I think Leoric can actually kind of punish the bear a little bit if they're not microed well. But we are kind of in that... We're in the upper tier of play right now in our A division. I believe if you do exclamation point NGS MMR, it'll give you the range for Division A, and I think it's going to be, I think it's somewhere in like the diamond area. I think it's like, I want to say it's like low diamond, high plat, I think is what it is. Regardless, Lunara will round things out here. The damage over time for Lunara is good. The vision provided as well will be strong for them. The sustained chase and damage with Lucio Lunar will be interesting, but Li Ming could struggle with some of the damage over time so long as if they peel the Deckard Cain. Overall, it's hard to say who's got the stronger draft really from both sides because I really like both teams' drafts here. I don't know who I would actually give this over to. The Rexxar Leoric is going to be interesting. I think the big thing for solo lane will be the rotations from Greymane into Leoric and Lunara into Rexxar. And it's not Lunara into Misha to maybe kill the Misha Bear. I think it's Lunara into Rexxar to force them off the point or force them back in top lane or to potentially get the kill. Because if they throw damage into Misha, it's... especially if they go, what is it? Hunter-Gatherer? I feel like that's the one. I feel it's the Regeneration Globe quest, I think, at level 4. I might be misremembering, but that will give you armor. That will give you physical armor on Misha and Rexxar, and that will also give you, I think, a quicker or a faster regeneration, base regeneration on their base regeneration. And either way, my whole point is, like, I think Rexxar could actually eventually mitigate a lot of the initial damage Lunar can throw at them. Let's either way get into the game and find out what's going to happen here. On the left-hand side, we got the members of ReGen Retro. We will see Potato on the Greymane. We've got Aaron is going to be on the Rexxar. Zamibars will be on that Diablo. Ender on the Deckard Cain. And Hunter X on the Li Ming. That's a great Li Ming skin, just saying. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Running Wild. We've got Plasticine on the Lucio. Mr. Executive on the Lunara. Salvej, I think it is. I'm sorry if I'm murdering their name. Is going to be on the Chromie. Catsicide. I think I said that one right. Either way, we'll be seeing on Leoric, and we have Kutaru. Katu. I'm sorry. I look at the names and I'm like, yes, my brain can't say it. Sorry. Either way, they will be on the Joanna. I'm very sorry about the murder on those names because I thought I had them initially, and then I went to the game and I was like, can't. My brain won't do it. Either way, we have vision, everything set up, so let's go ahead and look at what our initial fight and rotations will look like, because right now I think it's just mid lane, grabbing experience, Diablo taking the aggressive rotation here. Really good anchoring for Zamibars. That's a good thing that you can do in your own games when you are the main tank. Watch this. This is a very good example of a rotation. Look at Ender, Hunter, and Potato all kind of taking that long rotation, even kind of doubling back a little bit just in case there was someone there. They then dive onto this Joanna who uses, I want to say they use Gladiator's Medallion, because it's not like the Iron Skin is going to be giving you any sort of big kind of cleanse type look right there. We can actually cheat as the caster and go ahead and take a peek. Yes, that is going to be 280 some seconds on that cooldown, so they will have used the Gladiator's Medallion. There might have been a bit of a panic, I'm not sure. Either way, looking into the top lane, Aaron is going to be going into, I want to say it's Catsicide. Caticide? I think it's Caticide. There we go. Sorry about that. The J's and H, so Salve? Is it Salve? I'm sorry, I'm reading chat. Sorry about this, everyone. Thank you for helping me. I really do appreciate it, and I feel bad for murdering their names. But so Salve, I think, is the correct way to say for Lucio. My apologies on that when you watch this VOD back. Totally professional caster. Hey, I think it's Caticide. That's what I'm gonna say for Leoric. Either I will struggle with Joanna though. That one, my brain for some reason just can't do it. Potato and Kairu? It seems like Kairu, but that seems wrong to me as I say it. 4 up on both sides. We are going to be having, so far, the gems out for, or excuse me, the Sapphire and the Ruby for the Deckard Cain. So almost a full gem build for them so far. We'll see if they go into the Emerald at level 7 to be able to get the healing reduction from Lucio. Either way, I think they might even just go into, oh wait, no, hold on. Ender is going to be saved by Zamibar with the Shadow Charge. Ender just trying to make their way out. Plasticine trying to get some damage into them, but they're not able to get the kill. I can't believe it. Zammy with the 200 IQ just Shadow Charge just to make space for Ender to get out. Very, very well played right there. Kairu, thank you, Kairu. Salvahay. Salvahay, thank you, okay. Salvahay, Kairu. I will do my best to do those. Oh, that's gonna be Potato though, diving onto Mr. Executive, who doesn't go down, but once again, it's a game of just low health bars right now in this bottom lane. It's nerve-wracking, at least as the caster to watch, because I'm waiting. I'm like, who's gonna get the kill? Are we gonna actually see another kill for the members of Running Wild, or is it gonna be the members of ReGen Retro finding a kill themselves? They don't get Plasticine right there, which is just a big setup from Zammy. They had so much initial dive, but they just weren't able to get that last little bit of damage they needed onto them. Plasticine still just trying to stick on this point and be able to get a wall ride push-off setup for that friendly team. They also did go into Supersonic at level 4. This is actually a talent that I like quite a bit myself, the push-off cooldown reduction as well. Like, it's just to be able to like push off. After what I watched one morning, I did a bunch of casting for EU. I was up at like 3 in the morning casting for some event, and it was like Monkey or somebody was playing this Lucio, and it was the most insane aggressive Lucio. So I tried to put that into my own games, and this talent, the Supersonic at level 4, really allows you to be such a harassment tool and such just a nuisance into the enemy team. Kairu's able to get that just in time. Wow. I thought Li Ming actually had the interrupt onto that one, but not the case. They will have 7 talents here on the right-hand side, but not too far off on the left themselves. This is the Hunter-Gatherer. I was correct on this. So this is going to be the armor. This is what I was talking about during the draft, where they might be able to mitigate any of the, or some of the potential step-up from Mr. Executive in that top lane, but hasn't really actually been any sort of rotations from the Greymane or from the Lunar consistently throughout this game, or at all, to be able to even set up that threat into top lane, as we are just going to be seeing Caticide Wraith walking out. They'll be fine for now. Plasticine just poking out here and there. Hunter X going to go ahead and grab themselves the camp on the left-hand side. We do have the same to be said on the right. I'm watching around the minimap right now. You know what we can also do really quickly is cycle through the other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, because it is a bit of a lull in the game while we are waiting for our next Dragonite phase to begin. Camster to be grabbed, some pressure to be here and there. Caticide in mid lane, gonna get Shadow Charged. I think they might have got the bop into the wall. I'm not 100% sure on that either way. Gonna burst them down quite low. What were they at? Roughly 1,000 health. They will be down to, but this is gonna be them backing off. They do tap well. They rotate back into top lane. Misha pushing up into this front gate. Aaron, you know, Rexar just throws a couple axes. It's mostly Misha doing the main sieging. In bottom lane, though, we are going to be having Hunter throwing quite a few good arcane orbs into the enemy team and getting quite a bit of chunking onto them as I'm looking at a few of their health bars low. But few tap well, that's going to be the reverse amp from Lucio, so we can see that they are going to be amping up, and they can boost up that health bar full again as Leoric Wraith walks out. Now they were just trying to get the... I didn't even look at the top bar. I thought for a second, I was like, Leoric is losing to the Rexar on top lane. That was surprising, but no, they were just trying to speed up their rotation down into the mid lane to consistently soak this, well, double soak rotation as the solo laners have been doing in this later half of the game, while the core 4 has been either grabbing camps or pushing into each other in bottom lane. 10 talents here right around the corner, so we'll take a peek at those talents in just a second, as well as the other talents, because those will pop back up here, and we can look at some of those questing ones, like the Hunter-Gatherer for the Rexar at 10 out of the, I believe, 25. We do have the Diablo Souls at 96 out of 100. Caticide looking to invade over here. Heroics are on both sides. There's going to be Aaron coming in as well, gets the dismount on Caticide. Looks like Lunara and Lucio to grab the camp on the right-hand side. And bottom lane, we have Ender holding the point for now. Rexar and Misha in the top lane as well. Diablo did finish out Souls. Potato in mid lane can get the channel here, mounted up and ready to go. I don't think anyone's going to be able to challenge this. Yeah, no one's going to be able to get here on time as they've already channeled the Dragonite. 10's up on both sides. This is also a go for the throat Greymane. So looking for that outplay mechanic, or at least just that dive burst onto a single hero. I also want to point out, this is a high 5 Lucio. We rarely get to see high 5 Lucios. I think I know of one person that will play High Five Lucio, but I don't think I actually ever see it in my casted game. So we'll see how Plasticine makes this worse for them. Work for them. Excuse me. The one thing I actually want to note here specifically is just you are going to have a 15-second cooldown per ally. And you also have basically a gap closer. You have a cleanse onto them. So on a team that has a lot of setup, like the Deckard Cain scrollless ceiling, you have the Shadow Charge from Diablo, the Stay a While and Listen. So there's a lot of opportunities to be able to utilize this cleanse into them, as they're actually going to dive into into Kairu right there. This is I think there was the Gladiator's Medallion used on Ender. His Hunter X took the long rotation to try and find some damage, but they will not be able to get anyone down right there, as the Dragon Knight did find a mid lane fort. That was oh wow, that was a lot used onto Salve, but they're easily able to get out of there. Chromie gonna dump some damage backwards. Mr. Executive gonna be able to use a leaping strike to get towards the friendly team. They still have one tower available, gonna dodge some of the damage from this Li Ming, who actually tags the camp, but it ends up going on to them. The cleanse was used as well. Excuse me, the Gladiator's Medallion that's Joanna stepping in, trying to find a subdue. They actually didn't go into the punish at level 7. Excuse me, they didn't go into the subdue at level 7. They're punish. I always have those two. I have the basic ability and the hero and the actual talent backwards, but they don't have that extra slow from hitting 2 or more heroes, or the actual quest of finishing it out to be able to get the 80% slow always when you hit a hero. They actually went into Blessed Momentum, which is something that I've also seen Joannas go into in these situations, as there'll be some slowing stands, Zami bars being invaded, Blessed Shield comes out onto them, Hunter throwing some damage back. There's going to be I think that was the high five. And there's also a Stay a While and Listen. Meanwhile, Greyman in the backline, there's Leoric on top of all of this. It's such a massive fight. The Apocalypse comes out from Zamibar. No one really going down just yet. Potato so very low. A massive Entomb from Caticide locks in 2 here as the Condemn pulls in the Diablo. Ender getting low is going to try and work their way towards the tower. Potato tries to dive in to save them. Does die to the Lunara damage. Li Ming trying to find a counter kill. Will not be able to get it. And that's a double kill in favor for the members of Running Wild. ReGen Retro going to lose 2 more and maybe a little bit more. Meanwhile, though, wow. Kairu needs to be a little careful right there. Disintegrate? Yeah. Disintegrate. I might have misspoke right there. Regardless, Caticide in top lane isn't going to lose out too much here. Loses the front gate, and that's going to be it for now. Salve is going to be able to hearth back. They have the camp pushing down here as well. Looking at camp timers, we're looking at 2 minutes and 140. As I just combine those together. Zambibar coming down here. No souls in this Diablo. There was I'm not sure. I think that was the Gladiator's Medallion used. We can actually just double check this. We're trying to figure out. No, it actually was the high five from Lucio. I think that actually saved them right there. Either way, this is Zami's in a bit of an awkward spot as they're trying to get out. Potato dives into the backline. There's going to be the cleanse onto someone as they go for the throat. I don't think they found anyone. Plasticine going to be slowing them down. They have some damage on a Potato. Another high five goes out. Iron Skin was used. Ender getting slowed here. One more auto would be enough, and Mr. Executive wants that, but the healing from Ender is enough as they have a couple potions around. Salve is going to be able to use the timeout to dodge some damage from, I believe, Li Ming. Kairu stepping into this wave, just soak this up as well as group things up. There's going to be, I think there was the Iron Skin on top of I think that was actually like 3 cleanses on top of each other. Yeah, there was a Gladiator's Medallion, high five, and the Iron Skin used all at once. Zamibar is somehow living through all this, finds the kill into Lucio. Apocalypse goes out, zones back the enemy team. They're looking at Kairu, but they're getting a little too far from their friendly side. Leaping strike from Lunara, that might have been a little too much. Sand being dumped out from Chromie, finds the damage into Greyman and Diablo, and this is a very low Salve who's going to get times. No, they use the time trap on themselves to be able to get the extra armor, as they did go into not chronic conditions. They went into time troubles at level 4 or level 2, whatever it is, as Caticide doesn't get the auto into Aaron, and they end up winning the 1v1. This is a potential Dragonite for the side of ReGen Retro. Unfortunately, they have no one in position for this, and Mr. Executive's already over here looking to stall things out for the friendly team. Salve coming in as well. And they're going to go for this. Throws a potion on the point. There's a time trap as well coming out. 16's up on both sides. Diablo and Greymane coming back in just a second. Leoric is going to cheat death, and they have 4 seconds, and Joanna is going to be up in 10. And they're going to be clearing things up a little bit. Hunter getting caught out here. They're going to try and disintegrate, and they get bodied by the Lunara and Chromie. That's a stalled out death that you don't want. Excuse me, a staggered out death you do not want in this situation. Mr. Executive, though, that's real risky because this Greymane has go for the throat, and he wants to go for the throat and finds the kill into Lunara as they also get the kill into Chromie, who is split off from the friendly team. Lucio still hanging around mid to deny any sort of potential Dragonite, as Caticide might lose the 1v1 here into this Rexar Misha, but they need to utilize the Misha Bear really quickly to get that stun so that Lior can't keep siphoning health. And now into this, we'll see how this works out for them. This is just still an interesting back and forth, but Rexar did go into the auto attack speed, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I'm seeing. Looks like there's a cancellation on the Dragonite for now, and Caticide needs to play this safe because they're going to get chunked by the auto attack based Rexar. Rexar's basic attack increased both his and Misha's movement speed by 25%. Excuse me. Yeah, basic attacks increase. I'm sorry, wait, where? Swoop hits an enemy hero raising. There it is, level 13. Sorry, I had it backwards. When Swoop hits an enemy hero, Rexar gains 125% attack speed. For 4 seconds, Misha's basic attacks increase the duration of this buff by 0.75 seconds. This 1v1 has really worked out for the Rexar because of this build, and now you can see them kind of take a couple kills into Lior throughout this game, and they'll be able to rotate into the friendly team. Speaking of kills, let's look at some of the other experience, damage, and healing numbers coming into this game, because we haven't looked at them since level 8, so let's look at them about 10 levels later, probably 5-6 minutes actually in the game, as there was a high five or a cleanse or something onto Lunara. Once again, just trying to learn these things. The no gladiator, so it was the high five from Lucio. Mr. Executive so very low, Caticide is low as well, will be going down to the Rexar as this Dragonite continues to push in through mid lane. Kyru is able to back out of there. The Blessed Hammer spinning around. Stay well and listen from Ender will be able to lock down the Joanna. They do take a little bit of damage from that Chromie as the Dragonite is very low in its health, 11% and probably falling, as they just back out with the mid lane keep in their favor. They kick Joanna away and they just disengage from this. What up, Goon? How you doing, bud? Red team gonna win this? You think so? ReGen's had two, I think so. We've had 3 Dragonites so far this game. ReGen's got the last 2 and has gotten quite a bit of value from them. They actually, the first Dragonite they got, second one of the game, they got the mid lane forts. Third one of the game, second one for them. They managed to get this mid lane keep and open up bottom lane a little bit further for themselves. ReGen playing the slow game and working out for them fairly well here. We'll have to see how it works out in the later half, but these 20 talent tiers might be enough for them to find a good fight and they can just run it in through mid, because I think that might be the game plan. Find 20 talent tier, find a team fight, win the team fight, run it through mid, end the game. Because at least that's what I'd be looking at if I was on the side of ReGen Retro. You got to look at your win condition, and that for them is that exactly it. They don't need the Dragonite to win the game right here. They just need 20 talent tier and a good fight in their favor. The enemy team, I think, knows exactly that, and Running Wild is now going to enter into their domain. That's going to be a huge condemn coming out. Unstoppable use, Bless Shield will be ripped out as well, and Tim coming out from the Lior. That's going to be a stale while. Listen from the Decker Kane. Shadow Charge on to Kyru. There's an Apocalypse from the Diablo as well. Cleanse was used onto one, slowing Sand zones back the enemy team as they start to back off. Meanwhile, Rexar in the top lane still pushing things out. Diablo finished out the devastating charge from level 13, and this is rare, but while they can see so many members in bottom lane, they're going to open up top lane a little bit further, or at least push out one more wave. I believe they do have the wave clear from level 1. Yes, the Bird of Prey increased the Spirit Swoop damage to 152 minions. That allows them just to clear out these waves a little bit faster as Rexar has dipped out of there, but forces the enemy team to rotate up, invade onto the camp before it really gets into lane. Zammy Bars and friends, are they considering stepping into this further through mid, or are they going to just back off and set up for the objective? They do have that 20 talent tiers we were noting beforehand. They could sneak into a bush and wait for someone to step a little too far out into the lane. Maybe they could actually play, I was going to say, my brain farted for a second. I thought there was a bush over here, but they would have to play it up way too far, and that won't work out for them. They'll either have to just take the fight into their side of the map, or, and that's exactly it, they're looking at Plasticine maybe? Boars are unleashed from Rexar. It will root because that was the upgrade. That's going to be kill command if I'm not mistaken. Camp's up and available. No, actually, Ender's going to just kind of meander their way over there, steal that camp out, and that's going to be Rexar getting a kill onto Lunara. With that camp in top lane, they've got some split pressure. They're looking to now walk this into mid, but the objective's up and available, so now, as I was saying beforehand, they don't need the objective here. With the one member dead for the next 47, they've got map advantage. They've got pressure in lanes. They can see quite a few as well. So let's actually jump onto their vision and see what they're seeing. They can actually see 1, 2, 3 mid, Lucio bottom, and one's dead. So if you're counting across the map, that's just going to be everyone noted. So they know that Rexar isn't going to have to worry about top lane. They're going to rotate down here to help out the friendly side. Slowing Sands come out. They're going to see the Chromie in the bush. Blessed Shield's going to come out from the Joanna. There's going to be a stay while and listen interrupted from the Condemn. So it's a 10-second cooldown. Stasis was used on the Salve. There's the Apocalypse, and that's the best place for a Diablo to get that value as they find the kill into the Chromie. They're going to get the Apocalypse value into Diablo, into Leorc to set up the kill. Aaron going for the channel over here on the left-hand side. Stay a while comes out, is not going to connect onto anyone, but with a camp in top lane, camp in bottom, this is now going to be also Lucio going down to Greymane. I think they went for the throat right there as they do have that 80-second cooldown roughly triggered, and this will be Dragonite moving its way in through mid lane. They're still looking at Kairu. Will the kick actually kill Kairu? No, they're not low enough for a kick to kill. They'll kick away Lunara, they'll get a couple autos into this Joanna, and they can end with that. Or they can, or excuse me, they can end regardless right now. They've got enough kills, they've got enough damage, and that will be game number 1 going over to the side of ReGen. Retro, GG, well played. I misread completely what Goon said. I read as Red Team will win this game, and Goon said Red Team has a great team name. I'm dyslexia today, alright. That was the worst it's ever been in a long time. Dear Lord. I didn't even read the right words. Okay. Let me update the scores. They're gonna tell us what map they want, and then we'll get going to game 2. Draft. There you are. Team score left side. Does ReGen take the series in a 2-0? Or are we gonna get a game 3? Where is the next map? Since they added in all the other ARAMs, it's like everything's now slightly, there it is. Everything's slightly out of place. Pen. This will be... Okay. Create lobby. Go, please. Thank you. Alrighty, let's get the lobby set up here. Let's get players going, and then yeah, we will be. We have another game after this one. We have 2 best of 3s this evening. So at 8 o'clock, so in roughly an hour and 15 minutes from now, we will be having our next best of 3, which will be a Division D matchup, and it is, oh god, I'm blanking on the name off the top of my head. It is Cool Cats and Kittens versus Knights That Always Stay Bronze. That's what it is. And that'll be our next match that happens in 1 hour and 15 minutes from now. Lurking while you play it, thank you so much. I appreciate the lurk, Merlin. How you doing, Bob? Why are we Keck W and Goon? Hey, Captain. Oh, real quick, for anyone wondering, Bob Ross stream this Sunday at 6 o'clock PDT. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing 2 best of 3s for NGS. No stream Thursday, no stream Friday. Saturday, we'll be doing Among Us with Day Dids, Totski, and the Cuties. And then Sunday, I will be doing in-houses starting around 2 o'clock PDT, and that'll be with a special guest as well. And then around 6 o'clock, we'll be swapping over to Bob Ross painting stream. So we'll do like 1 or 2 paintings. I don't know how long it will take us, but in my mind I'm assuming 2. I would assume 2. I don't think 1, like I don't know, we'll see energy wise and stuff like that. It'll be Sunday too. Oh, I forgot. There we go. I was ranting about our stream schedule, and they wanted one player swap because I forgot that they had borders and stuff. Regardless, that is the stream schedule for this week. So I hope you all come by on Sunday while we do the Bob Ross painting stream. And it is cosplay as well. Keep that in mind. When you say in-houses were, I'll be casting in-houses on Sunday at 2:30 PDT, and I'll have a special guest with me. When did you say in-how butts were? Oh. Don't we all want in-how butts? Don't we all? Forgot to do one thing, so give me 1 second. That was one by them. This is going to be map picked by them, and I'll be that. Cool. Did it. Done. Alright, that's set. We're on the right map. Let's push the button, and let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. Who? I don't know. Who? Who's the special guest? You tell me. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nexus Gaming Series, to Division A West. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here on Towers of Doom for game number 2. And if you're wondering who the special guest on Saturday is and don't know, well, you don't know yet. We are going to be seeing that game number 1 was won by the members of ReGen Retro, but let's catch you up on what the map bans were as well. ReGen Retro themselves banned out Cursed Hollow and Braxis Holdout. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Infernal Shrines were banned out the members of Running Wild. Dragonshire was the map chosen, was the first map chosen by Running Wild, and they lost that. The losing team, Running Wild, can either choose first pick or map pick priority. They opted for map pick priority for game number 2, choosing to take us to Towers of Doom, giving ReGen Retro first pick priority. I don't have that type of celebrity clearance. Is it Goon? I mean, why don't you all think it's Bandit? Rude. Rude for none of you to assume it's Bandit. Just shame, chat. Either way, let's go ahead and look at our draft right now. They're actually going to ban out the Chromie. They don't want to deal with the Sandblast and the poke potential that she brought into the last game. It was actually quite a nuisance, and there were a lot of moments that the enemy team could have won because of the Chromie setup and the burst potential. The colors are swapped? Oh, wait. The colors are swapped? Running Wild. Colors are swapped. Running Wild is blue at the moment? We're on the left. What? ReGen Retro's on the left, with Running Wild on the right. I'm so confused. What are you all talking about? Are you talking about in the maps screen? Oh, the map screens, yes. The map screen, it's wrong. Okay. God, I'm sorry. Wait. Yeah, no, alright, so the map screen colors are wrong. Sorry. Anyways, it's just the one screen. I had no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. It's just the literal, we're gonna fix it because all of you are shaming me. Did I literally name the blue one red? No. Weird. Super weird that I would do that. We're just gonna fix it right now really quickly. 284, 24. Size. Alright, I'm gonna fix this later. It's gonna take me too long and it's bothering me. Anyways, let's get into draft. Y'all a bunch of butts. I thought you were talking about this setup here. I was like so confused. I was like, what do you mean? Running Wild is right here. What do you mean that they're on the wrong side? All right, anyways. You're talking about the map draft screen. Chat, I hate delays. Chromie and Ana to be banned on the left-hand side. We are going to be seeing Samuro Greyman on the right, Diablo Anduin on the right-hand side to be banned out, and Garrosh on the left, to be picked up. On the left-hand side, Garrosh was the pick over here. Do we see a Lucio for the potential speed boost to chase the enemy team in? Also, Lucio to give you a little bit of sound barrier value to knock people away from Diablo, who's trying to shadow charge in. Nope, they go for the Decker King once again, and they're going to grab themselves the Ghostly Hanzo. Easy enough. In how but? Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Day. How are the games tonight? They're pretty good. They're pretty good. We are in our first of 2 best of 3s in game number 2. We are going to be so we are on Towers of Doom. They need solo lane. They also need some extra damage. They could actually ban out the gray main if they don't play. Oh no, excuse me, it's already been banned out. I was thinking this, but I wasn't sure if they would actually go into it. It would actually, know what, the Li Ming could work out really well for them because you have Hanzo with the Dragon's Arrow, then you can have Li Ming just combo into them and Hunter can just do that. So yeah, no, I actually like the Li Ming ban. That's smart. They don't plan to take it themselves. If they're looking to get rid of any sort of synergistic stuff with the Diablo, maybe considering, either they consider the Lunara because you force someone else. No way, actually no, they're swapping to a different player here. So they're actually gonna get rid of the Sylvanas, okay. I was thinking the Jaina here because Jaina with the chest, like there's a lot of setup with the Diablo and Anduin to help out Jaina with a Ring of Frost. Also the Water Elemental is a great tool. Unless they're trying to grab it themselves. There's gonna be a Rainer a Leorc once again with a Rainer. I actually think they grabbed the Jaina here. The Jaina would work well with the Deckard, Hanzo, Garrosh. It gives you tons of poke potential, gives you burst, gives you wave clear. And then for solo into Leorc, just go Rexar again. The Rexar was such a nuisance, it's not banned out. I would 100% say, like, if I was drafting on the side of ReGen Retro, I'd be looking at a Jaina Rexar, just because I think that wow. A Tassadar to begin with was just awesome because he kind of fell off, like he got adjusted to the point where people were like, he's not OP anymore, just he's B tier, he's A tier, he's not priority of like Li Ming or Li Ming. So anyways, it's just exciting to see Tassadar once again. But the Vikings on Towers of Doom is always a fun pickup right there. Do they go for anything to like stack off the Vikings? I was wondering. Junkrat. Ooh, Junkrat would have been interesting. Junkrat would have actually been a great pickup for them as well. Guy dude. I agree with you 100%. Greymane gives you, or not Greymane, Junkrat gives you a lot of poke potential. Concussion mines are great for Garrosh because you have a lot of good, you can basically, they get thrown away by Garrosh. They're trying to run back away or run through the friendly team. You just concussion mine them again backwards. So a lot of good CC with the Junkrat on both sides realistically. But I overall, I really, really like this from everybody. All right, I'm going to kind of shut up for a second and I'm going to fix the other assets because it is driving me insane. Oh, I'm literally just going to say that the blue one is red and the red one is blue. In the sense of just like, my asset names will be wrong, but they'll be the correct thing. All right, there we go. Fixed it. Y'all can stop shaming me now. Look at this. Look at this. It's the right colors. Oh god, I love all of you. Okay, we're just gonna load into game here in just a second, and then we will see if ReGen Retro can close things out in a 2-0 fashion, or if Running Wild will be able to take it take us to a game number 3. I don't know how I did that. I really don't remember how I did that so backwards. Shame oh, thank you, Lupus. That's all I care about in life. No. Are you all ready for CCL? Are you all pumped for it? It's happening. Soon. It's happening. Day, please. Day. Oh. I'm sorry. I thought that ghost was something else. I'm sorry. From a distance, it looked like we were loading into game. Please load faster. No, either way though, the Vikings are actually going to be a really interesting factor here for this actual matchup due to the fact that you have Alarak who might be hunting them. Diablo is going to be able to get stacks in the sense of building their souls off of those Vikings. So let's go ahead and get on into the game right now. Prepare yourself for battle. I'm ready. I think I'm ready. I'm super pumped for it. Let's get into this. On the left-hand side, we have the members of ReGen Retro. And I push the right buttons, Bahamut. There we go. We have got Potato on the Hanzo. Ender's going to be on the Deckard Cain. Zambibars will be on the Garrosh. Hunter X will be on the Tassadar. We've got Aaron on the Olaf. Aaron on the Olaf. Eric Aaron on the Eric, and we have Aaron on the Baylog. Let's actually see what's happening here and figure out what the pauses issues is for. Okay. Looks like we have a pause due to player DC for the Alarak or something like that. Congrats on being one of the organizations, Goon. I agree. Congratulations. I'm excited to see what Wild Heart Esports does. I was actually driving in my car today, and I was like, I think like a lot of people are gonna just like, they're gonna see Wild Heart and be like, well, it's just Goon, but like people don't know. Like I think Wild Heart might be like not so much like an underdog, and not so much like people scoff them off, but I feel like they might be like I'm trying to think of the word for it. Like I feel like their prowess might catch people off guard, in the sense that like it's going to be a very good team, and I think people won't just like, they'll look at it and be like, well, there's fans team and there's Udal's team, but like you have to consider like the background stuff that's happening. So I don't know, it's exciting. It's just really, really exciting because like a lot of us in the background, we know, because like the 30 interviews they did, like I couldn't be present for them, but all of them were recorded, and I sat there like I was working my regular job and listening to these interviews still. Like Dark Horse, I would say Dark Horse. Just unexpected, yeah. I can't like, I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like I'm like blowing smoke up their butts, but at the same time, like I think it's gonna be like, I think a lot of people are gonna look at it, they're gonna be like Granite Gaming, Simplicity. They're gonna look at all these big orgs and be like, well, look at them, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. It just, keep your eyes on Wild Heart Esports is my opinion for CCL right now. All right, going. Good luck. Have fun. 3, 2, 1. Pause break. All right. On the left-hand side, we have the members of ReGen Retro, who we've already introduced. We've got the members on the right-hand side of Running Wild. We've got Droslag on the Alarak. Caticide will be on the Leoric. Salve is going to be on the Rainer. Plasticine will be on the Anduin. And we have Kairu on the Diablo. Let's look at our level 1s. There we go. So I'm making sure I have everything all set up properly. There. Either way. Samurai Bars will be able to steal away 2 quick stacks on the level 1 right there, as Hanzo did go into Redemption. Going to be building into those auto attacks, and I guess with the auto attack speed, also being able to whittle people down, and I'm assuming they're going to go into the sharpened arrowheads at level 4, if I'm not mistaken, and that'll be able to reduce the armor of the enemy team. We are going to have another pause, unfortunately, so let's go ahead and bring it on back to Bandit 9. Oh, they're making the assumption that they want the pause, but doesn't seem like we need it. Can we introduce the Vikings again, please, Kappa? Wait, Lupus, what do you mean? Were you saying that I was struggling to try and say something? Just trying to say that I don't know how to speak? Should be even games considering in strat. Yeah, I do, Melee. 3, 2, 1. Pause break. All right. We back into it. So, on the left-hand side, we got ReGen Retro. We have got Aaron on the Baylog, Aaron on the Eric, and Aaron on the Olaf. Is that what you want to chat? All right, let's actually get into this a little bit here. So we do have Redemption Hanzo, as we were talking about beforehand. This is actually going to be a Baylog build. Interesting enough. The level 1 is not something we see too common. Most of the time we often do see the Viking bribery. Vikings did have the change come in where their bribe stacks no longer give camp reduction by 50%. Nova is the only hero in the game to do the 50% camp reduction. It used to just be Vikings and her, which gave Vikings a little bit more of that edge with that right there. But speaking of edge, they're going to invade onto the camp over here. That's going to be Kairu trying to just push people around. There was a Viking going down in top lane. Looks like it will be that Baylog who's going to go down to the Leoric, not giving any stacks over to the Alarak just yet, who did go into the, I believe, the Discord Strike, Overwhelming Power at level 1, which will be hitting enemy heroes with the Discord Strike, grants 40% attack speed and causes basic attacks to heal for 50% of the damage dealt for 4 seconds. With that, I feel like we're actually going to be seeing a deadly charge Alarak, because I feel like they want to deadly charge, Discord Strike, get the auto attack speed, hack and slash, and get out of the fight. That's at least the way that I'm seeing things. Counter-Strike is such a valuable heroic itself because there are these moments where Garrosh might flip you and Tassadar, you know, has the burst damage as well as Hanzo just dumping damage into you with those arrows as well. So you have to consider, do you want the Counter-Strike for those moments? But I'm not too sure. We'll have to see what happens here because if you Discord Strike the Garrosh, he's not going to be able to toss you because, well, he's silenced. And if you get the burst necessary, well, he's not going to be able to do anything if he's dead. We'll have to see how things play out at level 10, and we'll keep an eye on that as things progress here. That's going to be a toss into Diablo. There's a force wall to block them from getting out of there. They're actually kind of just stepping into the enemy team as Decker Kane will be the target for them. Gladiator's Medallion will be used from Ender, and they're going to back off easily right there. Tatsuki, oh my god! Tatsuki, thank you for the raid. We will resend your alert when we get out of game. Holy crap. Shy, how you doing, friend? Oh my god, Tatsuki, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Alien, how you doing, friend? What the devil did I copy? I don't know. Welcome, 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 Alien, welcome. Either way, Tatsuki, thank you so much for the raid. Holy crap, thank you. Thank you for bringing all your friends over here. How were the Frenzy games? I hope they were an absolute blast. I hope you beat up all of the jerks in the Nexus tonight, as that's a overpower Zambi bars. They're gonna get bopped away, and they will go down first blood over to the side of Running Wild, as they're gonna have Plasticine going for the initial channel here on the bottom right. But the electric fence from the Tassadar might have been what poked them there. It might have actually been Hanzo as well. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, the electric fence might have had that little bit of damage because it does have the AoE edge. Ender finds themselves in a bit of an awkward position. They're trying to back out of here. They're actually going to step into Plasticine because there were potions down here, but they're not able to step into said potion in time. That was going to be a really fun 1v1. Unfortunately, the enemy team does not respect it, as Caticide is going to pause Aaron in their channel. This is going to be 4 shots into both teams' cores. But Leorc is just harassing the Vikings. They actually want these. It's weird how they're doing this. I'm surprised that Leorc isn't going for it, but granted, maybe they're just worried about the Eric, as I just see an Olaf fly across our screen. They're gonna go down in mid lane. Aaron is actually gonna steal the channel with Eric. He's so swift. He's so brave. Dear Lord. Hey, Aaron, please. We got some good butts today. Felt Berkey butt. Sorry. Good butts today. All right, we're done. We're done with memes. Hanzo finished his redemption right there. No, we're not done with memes whatsoever. I want to actually look at... Okay, no, I thought Caticide was actually... I know this is a weird sentence, but being collapsed on by the Vikings, because they are a bit of something to be worried about. We are actually going to be full Discord Strike for the Alarak so far. Stark, thank you so much for the raid as well. If we could have a shout out for Stark, they'd be... Oh, thank you, Tatsuki, for shouting out Stark already. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Stark. I hope you all had a wonderful team practice tonight, I'm assuming. Regardless, this is going to be Diablo finishing out Souls. We do have the stats coming through for everyone who's wondering what the healing damage and experience is going to be looking like for our game number 2 here on Towers of Doom. Also to note, for anyone coming in here, this is our first best of 3 of 2. So we do have one more that starts in about an hour from now, and that'll be a Division D West matchup, as that's going to be Zambi Bars in a bit of an awkward spot. They're going to throw away one. They're trying to get out here. Ender just doesn't have enough healing. They threw that one potion back. We're trying to help out. Potato uses the agility to get over the wall, but they're still so very low. Salve is looking to chase in with the auto attack damage, but Potato looking to maybe counter that. They actually end up saying, nah, it's not worth it. I'm not going to step into that. Leorc able to get the camp on the right-hand side, and I will be honest, I'm still in a little bit of a shock that I can't believe Eric was able to sneak away that last bell tower, and Aaron is so low they outrun the suck from Leoric. I can't think of the words. The Spectral Leech. Iron Flare, thank you for gifting a sub to Meebus. We will resend your alert when we get out of game. Thank you once again, everyone, for all the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 10 talent here that will find its way in through the member, or for the members of ReGen Retro. And to quote the Gilly Sharks, looks like the Tassadar has gone into the Toilet Bowl Heroic. Get it? Shout out to the Gilly Sharks for providing that one for us. For the right-hand side, it is going to be Deadly Charge for the Alarak. We were talking about this in the earlier portion of the game based on the level 1 that they took, because it's just, this is a very much I want to be in your face Alarak, and as we saw the level 4 and 7 come through as well, that really showcased what direction they were going into. But with the Anduin, this makes a lot of sense. They want to basically light bomb the Alarak, Deadly Charge in, get some Discord silences so no one can really get away. You have the light bomb in there as well. Maybe you have an Apocalypse layered underneath that so then you can dive in. So there's this onion of a heroic combo that can come out. I guess you could call it like a wombo, but we're gonna call it an onion because making Shrek references is what we do here now apparently. 36 to 28 in core health, 11 to 11 in our levels. We are gonna be seeing Plasticine just healing up as best as they can. I actually want to check one thing real quick. Okay. There's this running myth that if you're in the West Coast and you make a lobby, it will go to West Coast. I live in California, still on Central. Sorry. Hanzo rips an arrow right into the Alarak, who's going to go ahead and hit the Warlord's Challenge. The Leap of Faith will be able to save them right there, so that cleanse will come out from Anduin. That's an 80-second cooldown, if I'm not mistaken, so they won't have that for this next engagement, but they might have it during the next engagement. One thing that we can also just keep an eye on, and I want to just consider this really quickly, so we're just going to pop through this, looking at who's got Gladiator's Medallion still. So all of the members of Running Wild actually have their Gladiator's Medallion, and the same can be said about ReGen Retro. It looks like they all have theirs. The Vikings, obviously, we can't see it because I think it's shared across all, but it just doesn't show when we click on them. Regardless, this is going to be double altar phase. We see the members of ReGen on the left-hand side rotating in. ReGen Retro looking to just try and get that left cap with the Olaf. Kairu gets the Fire Stomp. They actually overpower and they CC the Garrosh for so long. I thought they managed to still get the channel right there. The black hole comes out from the Tasser. There's Ender getting dove on as the Apocalypse comes out. There's a a Deadly Strike from Duroslag, and they're just going to trade out these bell towers. They do find 2 kills in this, and it's not just Vikings, which is big. Aaron is going to get picked off, and they're going to lose that Olaf. A few of the sappers did come in through bottom lane, but this is still anybody's game. This is Towers of Doom. That's my sentence. The Towers of Doom is literally anyone's game, because I can't tell you how many games have gone from 24 to 4 core health, and it all ends on a boss call where it's 4 to 3 in core health or something crazy like that. The Archon toilet bowl from StarCraft 2. Oh, I honest to God thought that they called it the toilet bowl because one, it looks like a toilet bowl as an icon. Toilet Bowl is also what the casters sometimes called Mother's Ship in Vortex and StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. Oh, interesting. Today I learned. Zammy Bar is going to get rooted and bursted. They are just looking to lock down this Garrosh, but somehow, some way, Zammy lives through it. Hanzo rips an arrow. There's going to be the kill onto the Garrosh this time, and Hanzo's arrow was only able to delay things out for a second as the 2 sappers, I believe, did connect right there. The Viking value is not really, it's not falling behind per se, but they're actually keeping pace with the enemy team because the fact, 6-0 in kills, but these Vikings are still providing so much experience for that friendly team. Kyra is going to dive in here on a Potato. They use their Gladiator's Medallion. They're going to lose the Rainer. They're going to lose their Alarak and Rainer on the side of Running Wild as the Bell Tower phase pops up. This is not the best time to be losing any heroes in general. There's going to be Potato being pushed around. I was incorrect, by the way. It's ignore all distractions for level 4, but I believe the armor reductions at level 7 leave these sharpened arrowheads there, but they did end up going into the Dragon Hungers, which is going to be hitting a hero with Stormbolt, grants 5% spell power for 10 seconds, stacking up to 20%. And Fleet of Foot. Towers of Doom, where anything can happen, and it often does. I was waiting for like a whose line is it anyway sort of setup in that joke right there, Alien. I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for the whose line. Regardless, Caticide is gonna be able to get out of there. They do have the majority of the team back and available for this. It's gonna be the Lior getting picked off by Hanzo. There's gonna be a stay while and listen onto the Diablo. Light Bomb comes out onto the Garrosh, who does get picked off. There's gonna be Hanzo ripping an arrow into the backline, and they're gonna try and dive into Plasticine. The damage they're outputting is so close. Aaron dives with the Olaf. They're not able to get the kill that they are looking for with said Olaf. They're still pushing out the top in the mid lane with the Baylog and the Eric, while Salve is just backing off, trying to get some healing out from Plasticine as well, as this Diablo's anchoring and just fire stomping out here and there. But Olaf dives into the backline with a couple extra Vikings. They use the play it again. You can see it's on cooldown to bring the Vikings in from top and mid and to be able to dive onto Plasticine. Very, very smart play from Aaron, and very just Viking-esque of just being like, oh, it's just an Olaf. We don't have to worry about it too much. And then all of a sudden there's 2 bros that are running up against you as well. And it's like, wait a minute, there's 3? Yeah. Not the best place to be. Is that spell power on Hanzo 7? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Dragon Hungers, which is interesting to me. I was a little confused by it. How does this team call themselves running wild and doesn't pick Greymane? Greymane was banned out, to be fair. To be fair, in game number 1, to be fair, Greymane was picked up by the members of ReGen Retro and won. It was a first pick by ReGen Retro, actually, and they won that game, but the Greymane actually had a lot of really good moments in there as well, diving onto some players and getting some go for the throat moments. In game number 2, they actually banned out Greymane before the actual giraffe phase began, so in the 1-2 ban for the left and the right-hand side, they got rid of the Greymane on the side of running wild, not wanting to deal with the enemy team's Greymane, as the enemy team did have first pick once again, and the assumption probably was they were going to go for that. As 4 sappers will dive into the tower, 2 still remain of the 6 that were running there. Alarak clears out 1, Potato trying to poke out as well. Bell tower is in favor for the members of the blue team, as this is ReGen Retro still just harassing this Leoric, and they're going to push him through bottom lane. Stay a while and listen will be interrupted. Apocalypse on top of that as well. They're going to have a lot of great setup. Late bomb goes down to the Diablo. Hyperion coming through. They toss away Ender to save them. Does Zammy get out? They pop their cleanse, I believe. Excuse me, Gladiator's medallion. The Stay a while now comes out from the Deckard Kane, as Hanzo sets up such an amazing follow-up to the Stay a while and listen to let the bell tower get enough damage into the Diablo. I can't believe they got that, and they have a scatter arrow into this Raynor. They find the kill into Anduin and a kill into the Alarak with a triple bell tower phase popping up here. If they're able to get all 3 of these, plus the boss, that is GG's for ReGen Retro, and they'll be able to take the series in a 2-0 fashion. But right now, Leoric and Diablo want to stall things out a little bit, so they'll at least eat 10 shots, putting them down. Oh, wait, no, not yet. Not yet. I don't want to call it too soon. Wraithwalk from Leoric. They're going to back off a little bit. Kairu and Kataside over here on the right-hand side. Overpower from Potato. Tries to get out of there. Hunter going for the channel. That will be the interrupt with the Fire Stomp. One of the Vikings did get the channel on the left-hand side. There's going to be a couple members still low. 3 members still need to respawn as Diablo will go down. Hunter X has the channel, and it looks like the members of ReGen Retro will be able to take our series in a 2-0 fashion. GG. Well played. Wait a minute, as they still have to get the boss. I'm sorry about that. My brain was doing caster math. This isn't over yet. I was saying it like it was. My apologies. Everyone is up and available except for the Diablo. There's a Warlord's Challenge onto this Leoric. There's going to be the Vikings play it again. Salve goes into the backline as they're losing a bit of help themselves. Alarak going for the deadly charge. Looks like the light bomb might have accidentally gone to the wrong person as Salve goes down to Potato. They're going to be on the point. They lose the Anduin as well. Toilet Bowl comes out from the Tassadar, and now the final shots come through, and I can properly say that the members of ReGen Retro have taken the series in a 2-0 fashion. GG, well played.
You up for some cake and pie later, buddy? You up for some cake and pie later, buddy?
Thank you for the raids. Thank you for the raid, Totsky. Thank you for the raid, Stark. And Iron Flare, thank you for gifting a sub to Meebus. Meebus, enjoy your Asthma Pogs, your Baja Rages, and more importantly, your Baja and Bandit Sips and Pachas.
Hello.
We're not done just yet, ladies and gentlemen. We also have another match in 45 minutes, so we're gonna hang out here. We're gonna get a quick interview with one of the ReGen players. So let me actually message them and see what they want to do. Let me show you talents as well. Yes, Meebus. Yes. All right, we'll get lobby one. We'll get Zammy bars here in lobby one in just a second. So let me go ahead and just deafen or mute myself, and they'll be in here in just a second. We'll ask them about a couple of the games.
Hello.
Congratulations, Zammy, on your 2-0 victory. How are you feeling after that series?
Thank you. I'm feeling pretty happy with the team. Not with myself, but with the team. Very good.
Well, I will say this. Let's talk about this because I'm trying my best not to ask you about some of the bad moments, but we did see that they were picking on you a little bit here on Towers of Doom. Was that kind of the play at some point where they were just constantly diving you? Were you just like, we need to play around the fact that they just want to dive me, the Garrosh, or how did you kind of adjust? Because there was a little bit of that moment where I was actually noting it was like around 13ish. I was like, they're neck and neck in experience, but it's mostly because the Vikings are keeping that experience coming in.
Yeah, it was definitely like I just didn't have to walk up, and I kept walking up, so they got like all the engages that they wanted with their comp. I had like 300 ping. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna take a plea, but also their Alrac kept leaving the game, so I think it was a pretty balanced game. And yeah, eventually I was just like, all right, I literally don't have to do anything. Like, just hit my Qs and stop throwing. And that was it. I actually asked my team to carry me. You're gonna have to do
Here's the thing. Sometimes you just have those games. Like, I get it. Like, you're just like, I can't get my foot in the door or whatever. Like, I can't. Like, it's just not... For some reason, just I can't do it. I don't know why. I'm sorry, team. I'll do better next game. But either way, it worked out for you fairly well. Let's talk about game number 1, because the synergy across the board from all of you was really, really strong just in that game. It seemed like Rexar just knew what they were doing into that Leoric. Is that a common pickup for your solo laner to go into this auto attack based Rexar build into something like a Leoric? Because post 13-16, they were shredding them. We were actually watching it in top lane.
Yeah, I think that's just a matchup kind of play. He doesn't usually go auto attack. He's actually, I don't know, he's pretty good on Rexar, so he's pretty flexible.
Oh yeah,
he just plays the matchup.
It was awesome to watch because it's hard to see really good Rexars in that sense because you have to balance. I was actually noting in the draft, you don't want to feed Leoric health through Misha, but you want to get the auto attack damage from Rexar in, but then you're standing forward. So it's just such a duality, and they did such a great job with that. I just want to note that. This is, I believe,
awesome.
Week number 2 for NGS, correct?
Yep.
So, this is week number 2, I believe, of 8. How are you all feeling at the start of the season? Confident? Do you feel like you need to work on a couple things? Where does ReGen Retro sit right now?
I think we need to work on some things, but we're pretty, like, we're building up to having insanely good momentum. Like, when we're on, dude, oh my god, it's insane. So yeah, I think we'll get there. The communications this game were really insane. Like, I gotta give it up to the entire team on all the callouts and all the plays that were being called. But yeah, we also had like our 5th member kind of quit out a week before the first week, so it was really nice to have like a solid sub, which is very cool. So, things are kind of in an interesting spot right now, but we have a good foundation.
No, it absolutely seems that way. One last question. Why the build for Hanzo in the last game? I was, there was the redemption, and then I was like, oh, they'll go sharpen arrowheads, but they went into spell power. Any particular reason? Do you know why Potato does that, or is that just kind of their own sort of mad scientist concoction for the map?
I have no clue. Someone whispered me, and they were like, did they misclick their 7th?
Wow.
And
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, it could have been a misclick, absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, if he took piercing arrows, I guess it sort of makes sense. I mean,
well, no, they went into never outmatched at level 4, which is going to be range increase, which pairs into the level 1 that you often do see. But then instead of sharpened arrowheads at 7, they went into spell power.
Yeah.
So we were just like, Chat and I were like, interesting, but I don't know. I maybe they just wanted the spell power for the actual dragon's arrow, Dragon's arrow, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That was the only logic I could throw to it with my own brain. But either way, this was such a fun series to cast. Congratulations on your victory. Before I let you run out of here, are there any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Yeah, for sure. Shouts out to NGS, all the casters in NGS, Murda and ReGen family. Gotta thank the mods. Gotta thank the captains. Oh, and the team for sure. Like they've really been putting the effort in and really like. You know when like like people care.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like the energy is there. Like even in the conversation, like the energy's there. Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
There's like good intentions and yeah. So those are all the people. Definitely gotta thank the team for carrying me there. Okay.
Well, it was an absolutely fun match. It was a great cast, and thank you so much for the interview. You have a wonderful evening.
Thank you for casting.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you. And Murda, by the way, is very happy in chat for getting a shout out. So just to let you know, he's in there and he's very excited about that one. But thank you so much for the interview.
Nice.
Congratulations once again, and I look forward to seeing you all in season 10 of NGS.